By volume, Vatnajökull is the largest glacier in Europe. It is made up of 3,100 cubic kilometers of ice and covers 8,100 square kilometers of southeast Iceland. As is often the case with Icelandic glaciers, there are a number of volcanoes beneath the ice. While we were on our way across it, a volcanic eruption broke out in the neighboring glacier, Eyjafjallajökull. Hundreds of people were immediately evacuated, and the air traffic above a large part of Europe was suspended because of the clouds of volcanic ash. We were never in danger, but the experience made me aware of how a small volcanic eruption in a remote region of Iceland can have huge consequences for an entire continent. Large volcanic eruptions can change the whole world. I sometimes wonder if we need natural disasters like these to remind us of the Earth's rhythms and forces. I'd like to think that's not the case, or at least that we can choose to reconnect with nature from time to time in a more peaceful way. During the first 12 years of my life, my parents sent me outdoors in all kinds of weather. I believe I liked it, but then I grew bored with it in my early teens. I began putting my energy into indoor activities and partying instead. 7 or 8 years later, I started yearning for nature again. I missed the forest, the mountains, and the ocean, the feeling of physical exertion in the outdoors. It was a yearning that came from inside me, a deep-felt need for close contact with elements not made by machines, to feel the sun, rain, cold, wind, mud, and water on my body, to listen. The Irish polar explorer Ernest Shackleton struggled longer and froze more than I have ever done, but I can identify with some of the thoughts he described towards the end of his life as an explorer. We had seen God in his splendors, heard the text that nature renders. We had reached the naked soul of man. Over the years, I have begun to wonder more about the paths I have chosen, and those I have taken less consciously to arrive at my current location. In thinking about this, I found myself confronted with a series of questions which I believe most explorers grapple with at some point. Why push your endurance to breaking point? And why, with the pain of frostbite, blisters, and hunger still fresh in your mind, would you choose to do it all again? Is there anything to learn from these experiences? I had no clear answers to these questions, so I decided to sit down and write in an effort to find them. When I started writing this book many years ago, I was most interested in everything hidden behind the horizon, and not what was right in front of me. If I went out walking, I wanted to walk far and cover great distances. I had not yet discovered the pleasure of a short walk. Later, with teenage daughters, a demanding job, and a newfound interest in art, I became aware that my life had gradually changed, and I directed my thoughts inwards. This resulted in 2 books, Silence in the Age of Noise and Walking One Step at a Time, both of which are, in different ways, about the silence we carry inside us. Since then, new experiences have brought with them new insights and perspectives. One of the things I have learned as an explorer is that every so often along the journey, you have to stop and recalibrate, to take stock of unexpected events or changes in the weather. This book is a recalibration of sorts. Chapter 1. Set Your Own Compass. As a child, if I could dream it or imagine it, then I could do it too. Everything that can be dreamed up between 2 ears is possible when one doesn't know any better. I could do everything I wanted. Become a World Cup football player, sail around the globe, ski across the great wastes, climb mountains, live like Muhammad Ali, kiss the prettiest girl in class, save the world from destruction, become a man like Albert Schweitzer, be a fireman, travel to the moon or to Mars. As a child and in my youth, I was never unique in any way. I wasn't particularly good at sport. I had to start 1 year late and was among the bottom 3 in the class for 12 consecutive years, and my circle of friends wasn't particularly large. I really didn't seem to have anything going for me. With buck teeth and thick lips and speech and learning difficulties, I was an obvious target when it came to bullying. I never did any.